Hi, we are Dason and Panisa Williams with Clavel Corporation.
We manufacture and sell Blue Stop Max for joint and muscle ache relief and Scar Soft that helps diminish scars.
Our 20-year-old company, located in Abilene, has supported many programs to help mothers and babies in crisis situations.
We at Clavel are grateful for the opportunity to underwrite this program to continue to help mothers and to protect their babies.
The Texas Safe Haven Baby Box program you're about to see will share information about this life-saving project in our community.
Good evening, I'm Joni McKinnon. Welcome to Left with Love, inside the Baby Box movement. The birth of a child should be a joyous occasion, but unfortunately that is not always the case, especially for parents unable to care for their infants. 25 years ago, the Safe Haven law was passed in Texas, allowing someone to give up a baby by surrendering the infant to a first responder. 2023, the law was revised, allowing that person to surrender a baby anonymously. KTAB's Noah McKinney learning why the law was put into place and sharing the history behind the fight to legislate a safer surrender for Texas newborns.
Police say a Good Samaritan found a blanketed baby laying beside this mailbox.
A approximately 1-month-old infant boy in a car seat just left in the middle of Pecos Street.
Stories and headlines of abandoned babies are unfortunately nothing new, as Abilene criminal defense and personal injury attorney Brandy Young can attest.
We have had occasion to represent clients that found themselves in some of those very tragic situations. What we see a lot of times, I think, on the news are very vulnerable women giving birth to children in not hospital settings, not knowing what to do.
And prior to 1999, that question came with a lot more fears than it does today.
Fear of judgment, fear of prosecution, fear of going to jail. We're stopping some of those parents from taking the child to a hospital.
While the reasons a guardian may find themselves in that situation vary, the end result was too often an infant being abandoned in unsafe conditions.
Fortunately, most of us have never been in that situation. But as a society, we've also recognized we care about protecting that child more than we care about, well, why did you do this? Our legislators saw that. We are not protecting our most vulnerable.
On June 3rd, 1999, then Governor George Bush signed the Baby Moses Law, authored and introduced by Texas State Representative Jeannie Morrison, making Texas the first in the nation to provide legal protections for parents or guardians to surrender an infant no older than 60 days to a designated emergency infant care provider such as hospitals or fire stations, rather than the child being abandoned or, in extreme cases, left to die.
Removing all impediments that a parent or guardian may feel to doing the best for the child.
The recent addition of Safe Haven baby boxes, allowing for safe surrender in a controlled environment without that face-to-face contact that may have kept a guardian from choosing the safest option.
Admitting and accepting I can't care for this newborn, but I'm going to do the best for him or her. It's really the best gift that any parent or guardian could give. Here in the big country, we want to support that. To know that we're here, not to judge, candidly not to even really try to figure out why, but we want you to know you've got options.
For BigCountryHomepage.com, I'm Noah McKinney.
Thank you, Noah. Now all 50 states have a version of the Safe Haven law in place, and there are now more than 300 Safe Haven baby boxes across 20 states. So the creation of the Safe Haven baby box actually came from a very personal story. Manny Diaz speaking with the founder of the Safe Haven baby box to learn what inspired her.
Well, at this moment, we'd like to welcome the founder of the Safe Haven Baby Box, Monica Kelsey. Monica, thank you so much for making time for us today.
No, thanks so much for having me.
Well, this whole thing was founded in 2015. Your story is of great significance. Before we kind of get into the nuts and bolts of what you're doing to save lives, certainly the lives of children, young children, babies, if you will, tell us a little bit about your story. Give us the Cliff's Notes, because this is powerful stuff.
Well, you know, after high school, I joined the United States military, and I spent 8 years in the military, and that's where I got my love for firefighting. And after the military, I got out, I joined the fire service, became a firefighter and a medic. So I've always been on the front lines. And so to take you back, though, to where the passion comes from, I have to take you back to actually before I was born in 1972, when a young 17-year-old girl was brutally attacked and raped and left along the side of the road. And she pressed charges against this man. He was arrested and he was charged. And if that wasn't the worst of it, when her life was finally getting back to normal, she found out she was was pregnant. And she was hidden for the remainder of the pregnancy and then gave birth in April of 1973 and abandoned her child 2 hours after that child was born. And that child was me. So I stand on the front lines of this ministry as one of these kids that wasn't lovingly and safely and legally and anonymously, placed in a safe haven baby box by a parent that wanted me. But this is my legacy, and I am now their voice. And I'll forever walk with these moms as they choose something safe for their child. And I'll forever walk with these kids and show them their worth.
So the idea for a baby box, tell me about that and how that certainly came to fruition.
So I actually was in Cape Town, South Africa on a speaking tour with a friend of mine, and we were walking into a church, which happened to be the only church in Cape Town that had what they called a baby safe. And as I was walking into this church, on the side of this church, there was this looked like a mail drop box. And I said, well, what is this and what is it used for? And they said, well, women bring their babies here at night if they don't want them or they can't care for them. And I was like, does this really work? And they had saved 7 babies that year. And I thought, well, this is a third world country. Do we really need these in America? But I couldn't get it out of my mind. And so on the flight back from Cape Town, South Africa, on a Delta napkin, 37,000 feet in the air, I hand drew my version of the baby box and started the uphill battle of implementing a program that had never been done in American history before. And now here we are, 9 years later, with 340 active boxes in 22 states. And so that little napkin was the launching pad literally for the Safe Haven Baby Box movement that is happening right now.
Tell us about Texas and certainly the experience that you've had here in the Lone Star State.
Texas has been one of the states that has made me feel most at home. Everybody is so welcoming, and they get it. The fire departments, they get it. They see the success that's happening in other states, and they see the tragedy that's happening in the state of Texas. Texas has consistently been the #1 state in America for infant abandonment. Last year, there was 33 babies abandoned in the state of Texas, and that's from your Health and Human Services Department's tracking. That's not what Monica Kelsey is saying. That's what your state is saying. So there could be more, there could be less, but that's what the state is calculating. And so 33 babies, if I can just come into the state and save half of those, just think of the impact that we can make on those lives that are being saved and allow them to do what Christ has called them to do and bring purpose to their lives and the potential that they're going to now have and hopefully maybe one day even change the world.
In this political climate, there's pro-choice, pro-life. How have you been able to navigate these waters with Safe Haven Baby Box in rescuing these children?
No matter my political views, babies that come through our boxes and these mothers that we are helping, these babies are already born. And I think that anybody that doesn't believe that a child should be protected after they're born, we're not on the same level. And so we protect babies after they're born. So they're either going to go in a dumpster or they're going to go in our baby box. And I think we all could agree, no matter what side of the aisle we're on, that a child deserves to be protected once this child is born. And so that's what we focus on. We don't put a political stance out there. Now, I'm very vocal in my stance personally, but the company itself does not take a stance because we want to love on these moms who are pro-choice. We want to love on these moms that are pro-life. We know that they're in a situation at the end of the pregnancy when this baby is born that we can help them with. And we don't want our policies or our politics to get in the way of that.
Monica, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Manny. Since 2017, nearly 60 infants have been surrendered in a baby box here in the U.S. So just a year ago, Abilene's Safe Haven Baby Box was installed, making Abilene the first Texas city with a Safe Haven Baby Box. And while there have not been any babies surrendered yet, the box is tested weekly to ensure it is ready when and if that moment comes. KNAB's Mariah Williams shows us how it works.
It's kind of an elaborate process, but it's also a simple process.
Here at Fire Station 7, the baby box is located safely behind a brick wall to help with the anonymous factor. When surrendering your baby, you walk up, open the door, and place your baby inside.
They place a baby inside of the actual container. It has a beam that will break and it will trip kind of a silent alarm until the door's shut. And when the door's shut, then it cannot be reopened.
Once a baby is put inside of the box, firemen will come back here right inside of the truck bay to receive the baby on the other side. Abilene Fire Chief Candy Flores says from there, the baby will be checked out and sent over to Child Protective Services.
So the main thing is making sure the baby's healthy, make sure the baby's safe. So yes, so the ambulance crew will come, we'll check them out on scene, and then the baby will be transported to the hospital. We'll get a full review.
It's been more than 2 decades since fire stations started accepting surrendered babies. Retired fireman Pete Beretta says when he was a fireman, the protocol was just starting.
I don't think anybody really thought about it until someone else came up with it. Because there had been just only a few that I remember babies abandoned here in Abilene.
He says the box will come in handy, especially when the emergency calls come in and no one is home.
Because I was at a very busy house, so sometimes, and we made a lot of runs at night, and the majority of the abandonments are done in the evening time. Well, if we're out on a run and that baby's just sitting on the porch, it's not good.
Now, a safe and secure option available for the Key City. Reporting in Abilene with coverage you can count on, I'm Mariah Williams, KTAB News.
Thank you, Mariah. Currently, there are 6 Safe Haven baby boxes in Texas, 1 in Abilene, 2 in the Lubbock area, 1 in Corsicana, Palestine, and Conroe. And one neighboring community doesn't have a baby box yet, but it's something a San Angelo woman is trying to change. Manny Diaz takes a look at her efforts for the Safe Haven.
Known for its iconic sheep, Goodfellow Air Force Base, and of course, its world-famous rodeo. San Angelo already shines in so many ways, and Melanie Wood hopes to add to its legacy by introducing a Safe Haven baby box, a cause that speaks from the heart.
So here in Texas, we have the highest number of newborns who have been abandoned in our state, and it seems to be going up every day. With Safe Haven baby boxes, this is an alternative to that.
For Assistant Chief Johnny Fisher of the San Angelo Fire Department, his crew has experienced the reality behind the why.
The most recent was probably about 7 or 8 years ago. The baby was dropped off. We took the baby was unharmed. Everything went great. A few questions were asked, like, maybe name, if there's any health problems or concerns. And then the baby was taken to the hospital. So it was very uneventful and worked out well.
But that's not always the case. From Lubbock to Los Angeles, infant abandonment remains a heartbreaking reality. A Safe Haven baby box offers another choice with the emphasis on anonymity.
This gives them a way to be anonymous and still love their baby enough to surrender it in a Safe Haven baby box.
Right now, a Safe Haven baby box in San Angelo is still an idea, but with the location in mind and a goal in sight.
When the money is raised for the box, we'll have to order the box, but once it comes in, it's going to be installed at Central Fire Station.
Right now we're in the fundraising stage, and it can be upwards of $25,000. We do want you to know that this is a gift, and it's a gift of life.
An idea, a box, and a story that ends with life. Reporting in San Angelo, for BigCountryHomepage.com, I'm Manny Diaz.
Thank you, Manny. When we come back, a forum to learn about the community collaboration making Abilene a safe haven for all babies. Stay tuned.
Clavell Corporation has always supported mothers, so what we want to do is provide any opportunity to care for mothers, care for babies, care for mothers in crisis, whether it's supporting Pregnancy Resources of Abilene, this new idea with this baby box. I mean, it's amazing. A young mother that might be upset or in crisis can take her baby to the fire station on Pioneer, put it in a safe, clean, air-conditioned baby box. Magic can happen, lives are saved, and who wouldn't want to support this? Hey guys, I'm Dason Williams, the COO at Clavell Corporation, and let me tell you what we have in store for you. Blue Stop Max. Blue Stop Max is a topical relief gel used for joints and muscles. We're a family-owned company started by a general surgeon who specifically formulated the product to provide relief to joints and muscles. And here we are, 28 years later, still rocking and rolling. We fill the gap between those who need a stronger product with harsh drugs to those who just need a boost and help with daily relief. And it smells great too. Blue Stop Max is distributed across the nation, and we are manufactured and distributed right here in Texas. Please consider picking up a bottle of Blue Stop Max at your nearest retailer and experience the difference for yourself. our hit product is Blue Stop Max. It's sold as a topical pain relief gel. You use it every day as a maintenance item for your knees and backs and arthritis. It's a fantastic product. We make the original formula right here in Abilene, Texas. It was written by our own Doc Halbert that studied what works for pain relief and muscle relief, and turns out menthol and emu oil combination was the best. So we do all the formulation and the mixing and the packaging right here in Abilene, Texas. Thank you for supporting Clavel. If you need any pain relief, try Blue Stop Max. Thank you.
Are the aches and discomforts from everyday activities holding you back from living your life? Then you need Blue Stop Max. It works right to the source, soothing everyday aches and discomforts fast. Blue Stop Max is gentle on your skin. With its specialized formula, you can apply it whenever and as often as needed. With our unique massage top, the application is a breeze. You can even take it with you on the go. Stop being held back and start living your life to the max.
Well, welcome to the forum Left with Love inside the Baby Box Movement. I'm Manny Diaz. Today, we're continuing a heartfelt conversation about the powerful impact of safe haven baby boxes, joined by a group of inspiring panelists from our community and one special guest from neighboring New Mexico, who lives with a daily reminder of what this movement is all about. So without further ado, let's meet our panel, beginning with Karen Light. She is of the Abilene Safe Haven Baby Box, the first in Texas to get one here. Melanie Wood of the San Angelo Safe Haven Baby Box, and Holly Corbett, an outreach coordinator from the Pregnancy Resources here in Abilene. Candy Flores, chief of the Abilene Fire Department, and then Chris Martinez, a firefighter from Belen Fire Department in Belen, New Mexico. Let's begin with Karen and Chief Flores. Karen, Chief, how does it feel to know that Abilene is home to Texas's first safe haven baby box, and that there's now a safe place where a newborn can be surrendered with dignity, love, and hope for a future?
So in the fire service, you really don't ever want to be the first of anything. But as we look at this particular box, this was really a great collaboration between the city, the fire department, and the community. And so knowing that we were able to come together and really jump on an opportunity, because prior to this type of device was not allowed in Texas. So once it became available through state legislature, and being able to jump on that and become one of the first ones to do it, I think it sets a message. I think it sends a message to our community that we care about them and that we want to offer resources to keep them healthy and their families healthy. And so I think it was an outstanding goal that was achieved through that collaboration that we had.
Yeah, Karen.
I agree with Chief Flores. It was a wonderful collaboration. The community really rose up and filled the need there. When you consider that Texas leads the nation in illegal baby abandonments, then you realize that there could be a need. And even if the box is not used for years and years, it sends a message, and that message is that our community is a caring community that is compassionate. Our community is pro-family, and that's an exciting message, so I'm excited about it.
Amen. Well, Melanie, as you've seen cities like Abilene, Lubbock, Palestine, Corsicana, and now the Woodlands install safe haven baby boxes, what has that meant to you personally? And how has it inspired your efforts to bring one to San Angelo?
Oh, seeing these other cities bring the safe haven baby boxes to their cities is exciting. We are very passionate again about pro-family, just like you were saying, and we're excited to have one of our own. And just seeing that these cities have already done it just shows that we can do it as well.
Holly Corbett from Pregnancy Resources Abilene, you work closely with Pregnancy Resources here in the Key City. How does the adoption of a safe haven baby box reinforce the message that there's always another option, another path for someone in crisis?
Yes. Our hope is that it reinforces the message that this community cares for both them and their baby, and that the box not only provides a safe haven for the child, but also creates this message to the parents that their life, their struggle, and their brave choice matters, and that we're here to support them and walk with them on that journey.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Chris, you carry one of the most powerful stories on this panel. You and your wife adopted your son, Michael, who, after he was surrendered in a baby box in Belen, New Mexico. Can you take us through that journey, how it unfolded, and what life has been like for you and your family since Michael came into your lives?
It started in October of 2023. We started getting, Monica got a hold of us, Monica Kelsey, and they started, one of the chiefs in Espanola, he was adopted. So he was a big advocate for these baby boxes in the rural areas of New Mexico, because it all started with a young lady. She placed her baby in a dumpster, and so luckily that baby was found, and so we just saw the need that, and then there was more abandonments, and there was a couple hospitals that the people were just throwing their babies in the trash. So, but me and my wife have always been trying to have a baby. And so we were just, we had some fertility issues and stuff like that. And they told us we weren't going to be able to have a baby. So, life goes on. But when we got the baby box, I'd always joke like, next baby in the box is mine. Baby in the box is mine, And so we would just always joke around. And but when I did meet Monica for the first time, when we had our blessing of the box, I said, if we do get a baby, how do we go about getting the baby and adopting it or fostering it? And so she said, well, you got to sign up for classes at CYFD and you got to be certified. So then we became certified that week. And then the next week we had the baby, Michael, in the box. And so we didn't think it was going to be that fast, but we had just got back from a fire call, and we had lost an elderly lady in the home. So she ended up perishing. So we were kind of down about it. And so then we went back to the house to clean hoses and stuff. And one of the other lieutenants was there with the paramedic and chief. And they come running out, and they're like, there's a baby in the box. There's a baby in the box. We're like, nah, you're joking, And so how we always joke, and he's all, no, seriously, grab the bags. So we had little Michael in a towel. He still had the baby, umbilical cord attached, and he was pretty blue, and he didn't look like he was going to make it. And so we just got hot packs, started warming him up, stimulating him. I put oxygen on him, everything like that. And then our little car seat is so small. He was so small, only 5 pounds, that he didn't fit in it. So the paramedic chief just rushed him to the hospital, and but as soon as I laid eyes on him, I just knew that he was going to be my son, So I just knew right then and there that God sent him to me, and that I have to take care of him for the rest of his life. So, but eventually we 2 or 3 days later, we were able to go to the hospital. They let us, they put our names on the list, and we were able to see him. And even if they weren't going to let us, we went every single day. And so he had a lot of issues. He had 5 different drugs in his system, but now he's off everything. He's totally healthy, and he's almost to walk. And so we're really excited. And he's the happiest baby ever. Like he doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He's always smiling. Yesterday we went to a funeral, and any song that comes on, doesn't matter what he dances to it, and he's just a ball of joy. So we're just so blessed.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for sharing that. That's a very heartfelt story, and congratulations to you and your wife and Michael. Man, my goodness, what a name for a child there as well. Well, this is just a glimpse
of what's ahead as we continue exploring the impact of Safe Haven baby boxes and how they're offering mothers a life-saving option. That wraps up our televised portion of tonight's forum, but the conversation does not stop here. Join us online at bigcountryhomepage.com as we dive even deeper into this important topic immediately following the TV special. For now, we send it back to the studio with Joni McKinnon.
Thank you, Manny, and thank you for watching. That's it for this special broadcast, but the conversation, like he said, continues. BigCountryHomepage.com, so please join us there now, and good night.
Thank you for your time this evening. We hope watching this Safe Haven Baby Box special has been good information, but also has been a source of encouragement. Clavell Corporation is here for any and all mothers and babies in crisis situations. We are thankful for our friends who have made the Safe Haven Baby Box available at Fire Station number 7 on Pioneer Drive. For more conversation about the Safe Haven Baby Box, how we can save lives, go online now at BigCountryHomepage.com.